My usually irritable female boss seemed to have suffered a head injury. Upon waking, she insisted she was a female emperor of a demonic sect, and even wanted to teach me the ways of cultivating immortality. I ventured out late at night to grab some takeout, and stumbled upon the scene of my boss car accident. Driven by the desire to salvage my 2,000 yuan expense claim that hadn't been approved, I reluctantly began first aid. Unbeknownst to me, as I was performing artificial respiration, a golden light suddenly flashed across the sky and directly entered my boss body. In the next instant, my boss opened her eyes. "Shameless. You're asking for death." At the same time, a system voice followed. "Congratulations, host, on obtaining the shocking system. You have successfully shocked the Empress. You have gained the heavenly beauty appearance. The iron cloth skill can be used 3 times. Just as I was completely bewildered, a pair of beautiful legs had clamped down on my head. Those who show disrespect to this deity shall be punished by divine retribution." Immediately, a pair of jade hands reached out to grab me. The next second, the woman's feet froze. Why couldn't she mobilize her true energy? I, who was pinned beneath her, was startled by this scene, and didn't dare to breathe. "I still need to go back to work overtime. Why don't you find a hospital yourself? Goodbye." Leaving her alone, sitting on the ground, bewildered. As soon as I returned to the rental apartment, I saw my roommate, Kaishin, rummaging through the refrigerator. Does Kaishin have any late-night snacks? What time is it? Were you drained dry again by your female boss? The words had just left his mouth when the god of wealth looked back at me in surprise. The soda in his hand fell to the ground. I turned my head to see Lin MAA walking in as if nothing had happened. I was a bit puzzled. "You can answer this question for me," he said, "and I'll spare you the death penalty for your earlier offense against me." Then he grabbed me and dragged me outside. We arrived at a quiet spot, and I finally couldn't hold back my complaints. "Even if you are my superior," I said, "you can't always monopolize my break time." But I never expected this woman, who usually nags me endlessly, to act like she'd suffered a head injury. "I am the Demon Empress who has cultivated for 3,000 years, she declared. "Now answer me. Where is this place? And why can't I utilize my true energy? Mr. Lin, have you gone crazy from reading too many novels? While this world does indeed have cultivators and ancient martial artists, you and I have always been ordinary people." I was taken aback when she suddenly grabbed my neck, her face inches from mine. She sniffed me. "You truly don't carry the scent of the righteous alliance." I shoved him away with all my might. I looked at her like she was an idiot, but I didn't realize our conversation was overheard by a group of assassins. The man was killed. The woman was captured alive. I saw wisps of spiritual energy emerge from the hands of the 3 assassins. Without a word, they attacked me. Just when it seemed like I was in imminent danger, a golden energy light enveloped my body. It propelled the 3 assassins backward, sending them flying. At that very moment, the system's voice echoed. "System detects host is in mortal danger. Automatically activating the iron cloth." I stared in disbelief at what was unfolding before my eyes. Then I saw Lin MAA slowly walk towards the assassin. "To let your enemy live is to invite your own demise. My true form is now giving you your first lesson." With that, she gently lifted one foot. She raised it high above her head. Then, she brought it down with tremendous force. With a loud bang, smoke dispersed in all directions. The ground was shattered into pieces by the blow. Lin MAA stood there, one hand on her hip, a look of disdain on her face. Only at that moment did I realize the truth. I truly had obtained the shocking system. But the woman before me was no longer the Lin MAA I knew. She was the true Demon Empress. With no other choice, I could only take her home first. I would slowly explain the current situation to her. Without a hint of hesitation, she plopped down onto the sofa. "You say you are the Empress," she said, "who traveled through time to our world, and coincidentally possessed my boss, Lin MAA?" I was in the midst of a decisive battle against the Righteous Alliance. And then suddenly I ended up here. Worse yet, I've completely lost my magical powers. It seems that the Righteous Alliance listens to you. You don't seem to get along with them very well. They are just self-righteous bandits. Since you want to fight, they'll show them what it means to have 1,000,000 households buried and blood flowing for thousands of miles. I was speechless for a moment. This demon lord and empress identity, if put into modern terms, would be like a terrorist leader. But I only dared to complain in my heart. I took a can of Coke and handed it over. "Let me remind you, this world has a set of rules that are different from yours. Apparently, the laws of the world are different. In this world, magic and sorcery exist alongside firearms. And shattering meteors from outer space is a mere flick of the wrist. So don't casually harm others. The consequences are severe." Lin MAA was surprised. "Your world has thin spiritual energy," he remarked, "and it's impossible for true masters to emerge. But you've produced quite a few masters of cunning and deception." As he spoke, he stood up. He slowly walked towards me, and gently tapped my forehead with his index and middle finger. "Your aptitude for cultivation is indeed quite good. If you were in my world, you would definitely reach the divine soul realm within 300 years. What a pity." Just at that moment, my phone rang. It was a barrage of calls from my unit supervisor. "It's only 12 midnight, and you dare not reply to my messages? If you don't fix the bug tonight, you don't have to come to work tomorrow." I was so furious I wanted to unleash a torrent of curses. Being summoned at the dead of night. It's no different from being subjected to cruel and unusual punishment. Initially, I saw Xiao Gung, the bridge repairer, bullying an old farmer's wife and children. I instinctively chopped him down. However, the incident was witnessed by members of the Righteous Path Alliance. It was spread as me, the Lord, wantonly slaughtering innocents. But I don't mind it, honestly. Anyway, that bunch of old geezers can't defeat me. After listening to his story, my mood relaxed a bit. It seems he's not a demon lord who doesn't distinguish right from wrong. Is your phone still functional? This device is incredibly important in this world. Is it truly that amazing? Let me search for it. He then handed me his phone. I stared at the phone, completely stunned. Damn it! Truly deserves the name 8. It truly deserves the name 8848. Top configuration. The car was completely wrecked. But the phone was completely unscathed. "Give me your hand," he said. "They'll teach you how to use it. Place your finger here. Unlocking will be successful." However, I failed to notice Lin MAA's blushing cheeks. "This deserves divine punishment." Only a scream echoed through the night. "The Demon Empress, the sovereign, has transmigrated and become your immediate superior." What's that like? The night is deep. My stomach is also a little hungry. I ordered some takeout. The moment I took out the takeout, Lin MAA's expression shifted. She sniffed with her little nose. What a rich aroma. I took a skewer and offered it to her. This can be understood as grilled meat in your world. Try it first. Lin MAA only took a bite. She was surprised. The taste was indeed good. Just a small taste. It felt like a fire dragon entering her mouth. Do you all eat this here? Perhaps the civilizations of our two worlds are too different. Our city is more accustomed to eating spicy food. Quickly, take a sip of this to ease it. Although it looks like poison, tastes pretty good. It's also chilled. Barbecue needs to be paired with cola for the best enjoyment. Lin MAA imitated me, picking up the cola and taking a sip. The very next moment, she stuck out her tongue. Why does it feel a little numb on the tip of my tongue? She wondered. And there's the strange sensation, like a bubble of air swirling in my stomach. As soon as she finished speaking, she burped. Lin MAA stared at the cola in her hand with a look of curiosity. She couldn't help but start pondering. If I were to take this back to my own world, she mused, and drink it in front of all my disciples, they would surely think I'm about to commit suicide by poison. Silence, everyone, she declared. This is merely a method of refining my body with poison. Your cultivation levels are simply not high enough. Don't imitate. It will definitely make all the disciples admire you. It's definitely a great tool for showing off. Lost in thought, Lin MAA couldn't help but laugh out loud. Since you can't handle spicy food, then don't eat it. Let me order you a new dish that's milder. But unexpectedly, she grabbed my hand and scolded me. Who said I can't handle it? It's just that I haven't gotten used to the aftertaste of this world yet. Seeing her determined expression, I felt a little worried, fearing that she might upset her stomach with the spice. Lin MAA held the skewer, her face a picture of seriousness. She is the Empress, after all. What's a little chili pepper to her? Then, she started eating it with gusto, shouting, "It's not spicy! It's not spicy!" Moments later, Lin MAA was sweating profusely from the spiciness, her tongue sticking out from the heat. Yet, she wore an expression of pure enjoyment. "From now on, you will be the apple of my eye," she declared. I watched her with a helpless chuckle. Why did she have to act so tough? At this moment, my dog boss sent another message. I just opened it. His roar came through. "If you don't finish tonight, they'll go tell the old hag tomorrow. Otherwise, you're fired." A cold sneer curled my lips. He's still acting like a dog for Mr. Lin. It's a pity she doesn't even know where her soul has gone. But now, this one is the Demon Empress. Whether her soul exists or not doesn't matter anymore. As long as she's alive, that's all that matters. The next morning dawned. Arriving at the company, I trailed behind Lin MAA like a little puppy. Truly befitting an empress. Her aura was undeniably powerful. "From this moment forward, you are our boss," she declared. "Lin MAA, Lin General Manager, don't you ever forget it." "Need you remind me?" I retorted. "It's all just a small matter." The elevator swiftly reached the 18th floor. The moment the doors slid open, a young man with bright blonde hair lunged forward. "Xiao Kiki," he called out. "You know I'm worried about you and that car accident last night. You haven't replied to her message all night. You're such a bad boy. Come in and enjoy the breakfast I've prepared for you." "Who is this idiot?" "Gu Shounenai. Your admirer. To put it simply, he's a rich kid with a dumb attitude." Huang Mao saw me talking to Lin MAA and pointed at me angrily. "If you ever see your CEO Lin, don't take the same elevator with her." We ignored him. and walked right past him. Walking towards the office, a stout man rushed over hastily. "You must fire Lu Yue," he urged. "Not only did he fail to complete yesterday's work, but he also slandered you." I whispered in Lin MAA's ear. "This fat man is the one who called last night." Upon hearing this, Lin MAA's aura instantly transformed. You fat slob, dare to lie?" she exclaimed. "The one who slandered me was you, wasn't it? Last night we were together the entire time." This statement stunned them all and successfully redirected all the attention and blame. All eyes were focused on me. But unexpectedly, the very next second, the system's voice echoed. "You have triggered the shock system. Obtain a complete set of ancient martial arts techniques." The beautiful female boss appeared cold and distant on the surface. Who would have thought they also had a spicy side in private? In the president's office, I cracked the password to Lin MAA's computer, because all of the company's employee records are stored within it. Only by turning on the computer can one learn Lin MAA's home address. Lin MAA watched me help her so much. My heart is filled with a great deal of confusion. It seems your original body wasn't very kind to you. Why are you going through so much trouble to help me now? I offered a slight smile. Because I am a fine young man of socialism. If I leave you alone, sooner or later you'll be apprehended by people like those on yesterday's television. What difference would that be from abandoning someone in need? Lin MAA couldn't help but recall the TV show she watched last night. She couldn't help but feel a little uneasy in her heart. Unexpectedly, the breakfast prepared by Master Gu was quite delicious. "You should try it too." Lin MAA gazed at the red food. Her face flushed involuntarily. Thinking about the spicy barbecue I ate last night, my body instinctively scurried to a corner of the sofa in fear. "No way, I'm not eating it." Moments later, we left the CEO's office. That overweight supervisor was standing in a corner, holding a water bucket as punishment. "Mr. Lin, I'm getting on in years," he pleaded. "My old back is about to give out. Please just let me off this time. It's merciful enough that I haven't sent a divine punishment your way," retorted Mr. Lin. "It'll add another 10 hours to your punishment." Huang Mao, the young Master Gu, approached at that moment. "Kiki, stay away from this boy," warned Mr. Lin. "He's radiating such a poverty-stricken aura. Be careful not to get infected by it." But unexpectedly, Lin MAA glared at him fiercely. Gu Xiao was startled by her glare. He raised his hands in surrender. He was puzzled in his heart. Coco hadn't been like this before. Why did she seem like a completely different person? I stepped forward and stopped him. "Thank you, Gu Xiao, for the thoughtful breakfast," I said. "It's quite delicious." Those words nearly infuriated Gu Xiao. "We still have some private matters to attend to," I said. "We won't be accompanying you." We left Gu Xiao alone, seething with resentment. Just you wait and see. It wasn't long before we arrived at a luxurious villa. Lin MAA stepped forward, extended a finger, and unlocked the fingerprint lock. "I'm smart, aren't I? You don't need to remind me how to unlock it." We went inside. The opulent decor truly astounded me. I was about to teach you how to use some everyday household items. The kitchen is a place where you use fire and electricity. Before I could finish, Lin MAA interrupted me. She flipped her hair back. "No need," she said. "This goddess never cooks. The bathroom is where you take showers and use the toilet. This is the toilet. Pressing here activates the flushing and deodorizing functions. Adjusting this controls the hot and cold water. It just so happens that I need to take a shower. Go and fetch some of my original bodice spare clothes for me." I came to the dressing room and opened the wardrobe. Upon seeing the contents, I was completely stunned. I never imagined that my aloof female boss would be so incredibly spicy in private. With no other choice, I had to grit my teeth and pick out an outfit. At this moment, Lin MAA's urging voice came. Why are you so slow? My physical body is too weak. I'm practically on death's door. Suddenly, a question popped into my head. How on earth am I supposed to teach him how to wear this kind of clothing? My demon lord female superior actually complained about my poor kidney function. Which man could tolerate such a remark? Just a moment ago, Lin MAA was taking a bath. She insisted that I get him a change of clothes. To my surprise, my usually aloof female superior had a wardrobe full of extremely revealing outfits. With no other choice, I could only grit my teeth and pick out a set of clothes. I just made a diagram illustrating how to wear the clothes and sent it to Lin MAA. Just wear it the way the diagram shows. Be sure not to wear it incorrectly. Got it? Such nagging. It's just putting on clothes. Isn't it? Do I seem that unworldly to you? However, the construction of this garment is indeed quite complex. And can a few strings really be called clothes? A short while later, Lin MAA came out of the bathroom, dressed in the clothes. Come and take a look at the world history documentary. It's about the history of this world's development. Lin MAA sat right beside me. My true form should indeed take a good look. But the very next second, she fell fast asleep. I was speechless. So this is the Demon Lord and Empress? She didn't even last 15 minutes. I casually picked up a blanket and intended to cover her. Unexpectedly, with her eyes closed, Lin MAA split the blanket in half. Frightened, I stood rooted to the spot, not daring to move. Out of curiosity, I took another sheet of paper to test. Lin MAA effortlessly split the paper in two again. Now I finally understand. This person retains a vigilant instinct even in their sleep. I should probably keep my distance from her, just in case I get chopped in half by her. It would be a good opportunity to practice the ancient martial arts I just gained. The Heavenly Dao Fist. The name sounds rather edgy. But why does this fist technique make my whole body ache? My chest feels incredibly tight. Feels like my heart is about to pop out. But at that moment, Lin MAA woke up. While I don't know what kind of martial art you're practicing, you'll die if you continue practicing it. You have the potential, but your foundation is too shallow. Your meridians can't withstand the impact of the martial arts technique. Simply put, you're weak. Oh my God. Thanks for telling me that. You're quite kind, actually. Lin MAA stretched. She rested for a while. Now she feels much better. You actually fell asleep? Who in their right mind would sleep like you did? Just then, my phone rang. Picked up the phone. It was my chubby boss. His tone was noticeably more polite than usual. He even called me brother. I had no choice but to head back to the company for work. You'll have to stay here by yourself for now. I need to go back and work for half a day. Lin MAA didn't understand. You're already by my side, she said. Isn't that enough to get you out of those tedious tasks? Just wait a moment. With those words, she suddenly stepped towards me. Her face also leaned closer. The four of us faced each other, causing my face to involuntarily flush red. With a loud pop, a sharp rap landed squarely on my forehead. Cupping my forehead, I stammered, "Big sister, have I done anything to offend you?" Unexpectedly, Lin MAA crossed her arms, her expression cold, and gestured for me to leave. My bewildered expression was plastered all over my face. Before I left, I informed him that I would order him takeout. He just needed to wait. As I closed the door, Lin MAA mumbled under her breath in a flustered voice, forgetting that I no longer have chi, unable to transmit my consciousness through the air anymore. So that blow to my forehead was because of this. My true form is now very angry. The consequences will be severe. All because I couldn't use my phone to order takeout and got hungry. The time-traveling Demon Empress is about to eat me as a meal. I arrived at the company, only to be teased by my colleagues. Should we call you CEO Lu now? I was a bit puzzled. Where did that come from? Didn't you already, with Mr. Lin? Your imaginations are really wild. Mr. Lin got into a minor car accident last night, and I just happened to be there and helped out a bit. However, Huang Mao, who was hiding in the shadows, overheard this. I said it was just a coincidence. How could Kiki fall for such a loser? He dares to snatch a woman from me? He's going to pay for this. Meanwhile, Lin MAA was seated at the dining table, her eyes gleaming with avarice. Her stomach grumbled loudly. I just walked into the room and turned on the light. Lin MAA said angrily, "I'm very angry right now. The consequences will be severe." She casually placed the wontons she brought back on the table. "Let's eat something first. We can talk about everything else later." Lin MAA sniffed with her little nose and tore open the packaging like a hungry tiger. In a short while, she was patting her stomach contentedly, looking fully satisfied. She didn't forget to comment, "Why doesn't this one have any chili peppers today? It's tasteless." I stepped forward to collect the food containers. Of course, it's better to have something bland when you're feeling chaotic. It's clear you can't handle spicy food. Yet, you still insist on eating it. Look at this darn phone, is it targeting me? Don't you just tap twice and get food delivered? Why can't I? I finally understood why this girl was so upset. I grabbed the phone and started guiding him step by step. You need to scan your face to pay here. Just point the camera at your face. That's how you pay the merchant with the money in your account. While speaking, I spotted a thick stack of paper filled with writing on the table. Lin MAA cleared her throat lightly. That was written by me, myself. This is the visualization breathing method. It's very beneficial for body shaping and calming the mind. A thought flickered in my mind. This was the first time I'd ever received a note from a girl. Lin MAA gave a playful smile. Giving this to you comes with a condition, though. You must practice according to my instructions. And you must master the content of the first chapter within 3 weeks. My esteemed presence doesn't tolerate useless individuals. I was so intimidated by Lin MAA's aura that cold sweat poured down my back. I rubbed my hands together nervously. May I boldly inquire about how long your disciples have been practicing? Roughly? It's been about 4 weeks. However, you possess exceptional natural talent. A week less shouldn't be a problem, should it? I picked up the first chapter and began to read. Sink your breath into your dantian. Follow the meridians in circulation. Complete the cycle of the microcosmic orbit. Achieve mastery and enlightenment. Lin MAA was seated at the table, enjoying dumplings, watching me with keen interest. You should eat too. Don't worry about a little bit of time. Exhaling a heavy breath upon hearing that, Lin MAA was so startled she nearly bit her tongue. You actually grasped the content of the first chapter in just a few breaths? The transmigrated Demon Empress was actually being controlled by a little coke? Just now, I grasped the technique of drawing chi into my body in just a few breaths. Lin MAA, to verify if it was true, asked me to take a breath and try it. Hearing that, I tried to take a deep breath, and the surrounding spiritual energy was indeed drawn into my body. Lin MAA was astonished. What kind of monstrous talent do you have? The spiritual energy within dozens of miles has been completely absorbed by you. The system's voice echoed at that very moment. You have successfully astonished the Empress. Reward, Instantaneous movement technique. Overjoyed, I stood there, foolishly giggling. I truly anticipate the day I become a peerless expert. Your Imperial Majesty, if you have nothing else, I would like to take my leave now. Lin MAA's expression turned serious. There is one more matter. And it's very important. My cola is all gone. And I've run out of food as well. I was instantly speechless. This Empress is truly a foodie. There was no other choice but to go out in the middle of the night. I bought a crate of cola and snacks. Lin MAA, without any hesitation, downed a whole bottle in one go. She sat comfortably on the sofa and let out a satisfied burp. Then she looked at me. I still need to remind you, she said. Don't be arrogant. Many prodigies have fallen due to arrogance. You must remember that there are mountains beyond mountains and skies beyond skies. Before she could finish her sentence, she started hiccuping because she drank the cola too fast. Lin MAA quickly covered her small mouth. She was sulking. It's infuriating, she thought. This body is still too weak. I'm a little speechless. I told you not to drink too fast. You can only drink a maximum of 2 bottles a day. And after drinking before bed, you must brush your teeth. I'll come and check on you when I have time. Lin MAA's face turned slightly pale. She burped and waved her hand quickly. It's so annoying, she exclaimed. Aren't you supposed to leave? Let's go quickly. I stood at the doorway and looked back. Even if you slapped me to death, I would still say this. Unless you want to develop diabetes, or get a mouth full of cavities, then you won't be able to drink a single drop. After saying that, I closed the door and left. Lin MAA was slightly intimidated by my words. Seeing me leave, she couldn't help but feel relieved. The next second, my voice came from outside the door again. I've saved my phone number as the first contact on your phone. Just press it and you can call me. These words stirred a different kind of feeling within Lin MAA's heart. I can't pinpoint when this feeling of being missed started. I returned to my small apartment. I flopped directly onto the couch. There's no place like home, really. Quickly grabbed my phone. I intended to find my good buddies and relax together. However, to my surprise, none of my friends wanted to play with me. Is it just because I caused them to lose some points? I'm unable to carry you because you're simply not skilled enough. At that moment, a friend I've played games with for 3 or 4 years, but never met in person, sent me a message. He invited me to dinner the next day. My mood brightened, and I felt a touch of anticipation. But what I didn't expect was that I had already been targeted by a group of unknown people at that moment. My good buddy, whom I'd played games with for 3 or 4 years, turned out to be a cute, fluffy white rabbit girl in real life, wearing a winter coat. I arrived at the barbecue stall early to wait. His voice sounded a little shaky on voice chat, so I ordered mutton penis and tiger bone wine for him. I figured this guy would definitely love my welcome gift. But I never imagined a large-breasted girl wearing a K-style outfit would sit down opposite me. This seat is taken, I said. The girl smiled slightly. I'm Lao Kwong, she said. While saying this, she also took out her phone as proof. I nearly drowned in the water. The girl explained with an innocent look on her face. Her elder sister, Ling, said that girls like her were too easily tricked and scammed outside. So she had turned on a voice changer. And please don't call her Lao Kwong anymore. Just call her Xiao Mian. She would be living in Zhejiang for a while. After dinner, we came to the riverbank. Looking at such a cute girl, I curiously asked, "Aren't you afraid of encountering bad people when you meet online strangers alone?" Xiao Tu said nonchalantly, "I'm a seasoned fighter. 3 or 5 like you wouldn't even be able to get close to me. I can't help but feel a little sentimental. My good brother suddenly transforming into a cute girl. It's a bit hard to get used to be honest. When I called her a cute girl, Little Rabbit's face flushed slightly. She bashfully patted the fence. Hey, we're all brothers and sisters. Calling me that makes me feel a little embarrassed. However, she didn't realize the fence was already riddled with cracks from her light taps. The next second, the fence collapsed. This caught me completely off guard, as I was leaning against it. I was about to fall into the water. The little rabbit, quick as a flash, lunged towards me. However, she overlooked her own pair of dangerous weapons. A sharp crack of bone echoed through the air. I was instantly pinned, my eyes rolled back, and I foamed at the mouth. Moments later, the little bunny helped me to rest under a tree. She was also apologizing frantically. It's okay. Dude, I can take it. Don't beat yourself up over it. While I said this casually, my heart was secretly filled with astonishment. Thankfully, I had learned the visualization technique. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have many bones left in one piece. Suddenly, Xiyota's phone rang. She glanced at her phone. Xiaotu exclaimed with joy. My first order has finally arrived. Apparently, many people post challenging tasks online, and cultivators and martial artists would accept these tasks to earn rewards. As someone who aspires to be the greatest hero in the world, the employer said someone had stolen his beloved lover of many years, and he hoped I could teach that man a lesson. I was also filled with indignation. Upon hearing this, the Tauren truly deserves to die. We, the purists, despise such individuals the most. When I saw the target's photo, I was rendered speechless. How the heck is this person so similar to me?